Okay, guys, as sure as I'm sitting here right now and he's laying there and she's laying there, I'd like to talk about the future of those two animals in particular. Should they ascend and be approved by our Creator to experience third density? Well, what's third density? Third density is the ability to know that you dream. Really, that's what it boils down to. They're dreaming right now, twitching and running, but they can't get up and talk about it. They'll just exercise their personalities. So they could be eligible because everybody's notching up, like we're going to New Earth. We're fourth density. We've discovered love is the solution, and we've lived through all these legends and fables and stories and scaring the shit out of each other in the woods when it's dark. You know, the nice man comes up and says, I'm going to tell a story, kids. Now, I never really experienced this myself, but fuck, I watched it enough on TV. But I also roasted marshmallows. Didn't you roast marshmallows? And maybe you experienced the story. My God, Frank Phillips. That boy could tell a story. Or tell a joke. Or just fucking ramble on and roast marshmallows because it's in front of a fire. And it's nighttime. And you're looking up at the stars, right? This is Earth. The Earth that we sit on now. The one that we live in. Well, we're rising up. You ask Desiree Fought. You ask Indigo Angel. You ask Laura Magdalene Eisenhower. You ask Alexander Quinn. You ask Michael of our everyday lives. You ask those that are going to be here. If you hear my voice. You may pass with what you know, having lived your purpose. You may be raptured by Sananda on the big cruise ship of, like big, that's Sananda. Yeshua's the Shemesh. Sarah's daughter 1, Maya's daughter 2, and it's 5:05 Baktun through Rome. So, we're on a new calendar. There's going to be new regulation of the solar system. To begin with. We've got work to do. There's Maldek to repair. There's planets to go fix. Should they still be broken? Now, when we rise up, everybody rises up. So it's kind of like the domino theory. It's like that. So here's what's going to happen. Our moon, which has already been proven to host life down to these beings that were on there, and they got moved. But you know, even though it was a satellite, you got to figure completely artificial would be like just laying it in astroturf. But you know, over time there'll be migration of certain things in order to make it more habitable than it is now. They've already got the dark side Seattled out. It's metal tubes. The dark side of the moon is developed. And that's probably where the soul trap system was, but I don't know that for sure. You know, you got Tranquility Base and all that on the bright side, and the Chinese went in there, and freaking Indians flew somewhere else, and they all buzzed by America. You know, we're sitting there with the lunar module and fucking Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin and REM, and they hypnotized the shit out of everybody with all that. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Now, they did go to the moon because Buzz Aldrin's wife was a Looney Tune, and one of those kind of things. So the moon will evolve to a point where it's very bright because our Creator wants us to use it. I mean, it was put in place by Lucifer. I don't know what Jared Kushner's going to do. Just call. He just got to tell the truth about everything. And when we get truth, and everything's true that we know, because we know everything. George H.W. Bush said it, and he said he was sorry. So he's going to be a part of this somehow. But he's not walking this surface right now. We've got proponency as surface walkers for the corpses that are going to go up. So we'll be in heaven. We'll be in sixth density, no weapons. And by virtue of our like-minded thinking, we'll merge with the interlife that half these dark bozos know about already, from the labyrinth on Mars to everything else. It's a lot of work to do because the darkness needs to be fleeted out. We got reptiles that are infecting us with diet pills, and they hybrided into the guys in Miami, and I mean, it's just a big spiritual migration that needs to occur, and the bodies need to die. That's exactly what's going to happen. So, when the dogs die and they're getting promoted, now they're going to meet, just like Zuckerberg met our one true creator and said, I want to go dark. The story continues, and we have to manage it. So all the pets, see, Rambo was with me back when I was Billy the Kid. So he was my family dog, Sarge. Belgian Shepherd, Belgian Malinois. So Rambo's going. There's no question. Rosie, yeah, she's good to go. Much better. I mean, you can diagnose your pets and their personality. So let's assume that, hey, how much more goofing around can they do down here? It's time for them to know that they dream. So I'm saying, now they're Boy Scouts. They're on the moon. They're the kids. And we have to be resonant with them somehow from a non-presence, so that they really don't know that we exist, because we can do that. Or we can be a strategic part of the story, like come in and play the right roles so that we're teaching them profound stuff while allowing them to experience a reality that we carefully devise to talk about the essence of the fire. And if you're a Trump zombie right now, you better own up to it, because it's going to be there in the record that you were hypnotized and you were MAGA and you were a Trump zombie. So I'm telling you right now, when he's the fire that's roasting the fucking marshmallows on the moon, we're going to tell Trump stories. We don't have to call him Donald. But by God, we should tell the truth in the legend of Donald Trump and put it together. You can go on and scare the living crap out of them, and every word will be true, because if they're innocent on the moon, I mean, we're watching these creatures now. We knew them when they were pets, so we care about them. They're actually talking to us and communicating and all that. I mean, they're saying they're going to have pet communication stuff with AI coming, I believe. But, you know, you got Dr. Dolittle and thoughts, and dogs have pineal glands. A tree can be incarnated as a human. Like that. Maldek had floating trees, 69 and 69. So I'm saying in the future that we're moving on, that we're going to realize is one of the many responsibilities that we have. We're getting the big nipple. I mean, to put it in a way, Julia Cannon described Source as that. Dogs and cats and humans just hanging off the big nipple. It's a big tit with multiple nipples, and we're just milking away. Woo, woo. But hers was just more whiteboard. However, point made. We now have to not treat them as domestic pets, but as we're guardians, See, we're making sure that whatever is decided to be progress for them to learn. We probably won't have fluoride on the moon. We shouldn't. We should make it easier because they fucking hammered us pretty hard. I guess they'll be made out of carbon and nitrogen and hydrogen. I mean, we know we'll have basic elements as to what the flippin' creatures look like. Well, they'll look like us because we're the test beds. So they're going to get a human body. Look, I'm in sales, not management. It's going to go on. We got to fix the grays. They're going to come here to this surface. So we'll have this going on, trying to fix the grays down here. And they can't even have sex. They're just staring at you because they're petri dished up. And it's real shit. And they need help. Dolores Cannon said they're good. They used to be human out in Zeta. And somebody said, hey, Herman, go ahead. I'll watch. I'll be in charge. And then I'm coming after you. And somehow they all did it. And it's a collective. The Greys are a collective. They hit Orion. That's it. It gets hybrided up in there. My God. All the nut jobs. Put it together. Now, that said, we have to talk about the Ark of the Covenant. We have to talk about the origins of this fucking madness because, by God, we just talked about our roles and Trump. I got that off my chest. Now, we're into the illusion of what is going on here in truth. This is a close-up map that's supposed to kind of be Europe. You see the boot. This is the Ukraine up here. This is Israel down here. So proximity-wise, it's pretty close. Now, I'm telling you, I'm just saying, before the Anunnaki hit, as the initial founder seeds were coming in and the Pleiadians were coming down, I got bump. And now they're on, well, everybody's all on the planets, but you got to go in a primary constellation order of impact. So you have Andromedians that are in the mix. You have the Pleiadians that are heavy duty. And you got the reptiles. Kind of as the opposition, but then they're Sirius down here, and there's Ra, and there's the Lyrans, and the Arcturans, that's me, and all the Martians and all the Venetians, and everybody from all these different planets. But what I'm saying, you get back to your primaries. So here's Nibiru, that used to be in Sirius C, that caused the deluge. Lucifer hijacked Nibiru. I don't have Jupiter on the map here, but he governed Jupiter and then pushed to Nibiru and away it went. Hundreds of thousands of years. This independent planet, they call it the bearded planet. See what I got going on there? Let's get in on this. So there's Orion. That's the Hotel, the Thunderbird. It's in Canyon de Chelly, which is in safe. Now in proximity, if you look at Orion's belt, this is not the scale, but here's Beetlejuice, Hollywood, here's Rigel. I mean, that's all mastermind. The dark is there. Two primaries. Knowing that there's freaking Hoover Dam down here from Orion and the Bull, and my God, they just, they just put it out all over the place. They got Musk. Musk is, he's one of them now. He was from Mars and he right-brained out, as did Joe Biden to Genghis Khan, who was in the labyrinth of Mars. So they switched. Soul switch. It's one of the type souls. You got earthborn souls, you got old souls, you have star seeds, you have purposeful souls, and you have soul shifters. Those are the types that are here for this ascension process. See, I'm telling you, we're going up. Now, here's the Earth. You see latitude and longitude. The Earth spins one way, Nibiru spins the other way. So this man Majama was independent and said, I like her. Hey, I'm a Gaia. Whoop! And the counterspin caused all the deluge, push shit all over the place. But I'm telling you, I'm going way the hell back now. Like, say before the first pass of Nibiru, when the Earth was still freaking moo or whatever. You know, Nibiru was gone before Lemuria. Lemuria is 75,000 years, and Nibiru was gone before that. So there was other things going on, but the three major cycles of ages that clock us into this includes Lemuria, Atlantis, and the Common Era. And we were there for all of them. You just have to discover who you are. That's why I'm able to talk about all this. I was Billy the Kid. I was Bonfilius de Feligno. I was Matheno. Look him up. John the Baptist needed to take a bath. And he did. So the beer spins one way, the earth spins the other way. Here we go. Now, we're talking about them in Bakhmut. That's the centrifuge right there. The Ukraine. The Ukraine is it. That's it. Now, it's time to get to my briefing. I said all that to say this. So here's the cover. You're going to watch this video about all this. These men, the press reporters. See, this is the Ark of the Covenant. This is absolutely a facade. And what's surprising is the contributor is buying into it. So that's astounding. Albert is the main guy. He's mainly a cut and paste guy, but whoever wrote this is the guy who's putting it together. Now, when you get to the Ukraine, just a primo example of the green room. I mean, this is inside. You see Rudy, he's laying it down. I don't need to bother showing the whole video, but it starts off with Borat coming in. He's the cameraman who's like the set director. And this girl is an underage reporter. So it starts out, you can see Borat there, and they're doing an interview thing, and he thinks it's real, and he makes a professional comment about Trump and millions of lives. See, he went to the Ukraine as Trump's attorney to go find out what the fuck, so they got him. And so here's Borat. He's like the king of the Draco comedy, die laughing. He made fun of the snake, Pentecostals, just, and he's wicked. I mean, as long as you die, that's all they care about. This is the front end of it, but what they really want is that. And by God, they got Rudy. This is him leaving after he got busted. See, he's laying down there getting ready. Special picture. It's Rudy Giuliani. He can deny it all he wants. So when you get to the language down here that's related to this, well, I can do it by actually just jumping to the video itself. What else did I want to show you? These were just other Rudy shots. That's the real girl. I'm just going to pan around results of the Rudy and Borat thing. There's been denials and deny everything, make counter, and nobody cares. I mean, shit, it's like everything else. And who can blame them? I mean, look, who can blame Rudy? He's over in the Ukraine, so that's a big TDY trip. Now he gets invited for an interview. Now, how he could not know it was Borat, I don't know. He seemed to be oblivious to the fact that he was being stunted because he completely bought in for it. So think about how good spies are and how you can get fucking playboyed out overseas. There's a guy named Gil Stockton. I don't give a shit if he watches this. Tommy Faust knows him. He got busted in Germany, and he was the human guy for Purple in the J2 Ops, and he was caught in Germany. Please. And Dan Hunsinger has made some changes, and we know about my brother Dave Diane Schroer. So by God, these guys look like they could be tankers. But this is the movie, and this is Green Room. And I'm telling you right now, this is bullshit. They talk about 155s. Okay, so very quickly, there was 2 years ago, or less, there was a Ukrainian guy, teenager, in his 20s, ready to travel. This shit went on. So much like the Jewish weightlifter that got beheaded by Al-Qaeda, that bozo Jew that Sean Hannity had a show, really happened. This guy goes over to the Ukraine to find out what the hell's going on. Now, nothing bad happened to him, but he got all the way up to the block, you know, like the standoff set of what's really going on. It was lights, camera, action. Okay, roll them, and the whole scene was like a big outside green room, so to speak, because they use the green screens also, and there's the green room. So I'm just explaining that there's a lot of crazy shit that goes on in TV land and the optical illusions that you have to deal with, and that's part of why we're fucked up. So I'm getting back to talking about Trump and marshmallows on the moon. We believe what's on the news, and this is a perfect example. This guy's been bought in now. I'm going to prove it to you. It's Albert, but it's not him. So here's the title, February 20. Despite Russia making huge gains by taking control of Avdiivka at a frontline battle, today Ukraine used NATO Western-supplied weapons to hammer the civilian population of center Donetsk. Today, several civilians injured, killed in the Ukraine. Now, so there's HIMARS. That's what Biden and Zelensky did the big hoo-ha on when they were threatening to do HARP up on Mars the first time. A big discharge to go to the cauldron there at Yellowstone. So yeah, they talk about all the numbers and everything, but here's the guy, you know, Patrick Lancaster. So he must be the originator. U.S. Navy veteran, independent, crowd-funded journalist. Crowd-funded. Okay. That's like fucking Earth dollar. I will show you what the Western media will not show you, so I'm telling you what. You're getting it here. So he mirrored it, and he used the title of it. Now get ready for this shit right here. This is 155.
Lancaster, and right now we are in the center of Donetsk, at the intersection of the street Panfilieva and Yuri.
This is about X number of kilometers from Bakhmut.
As you see, there's a woman dead right behind me. And this is a result of Ukraine launching 155 millimeter purportedly shell on the civilian intersection.
He's like fucking Mike Myers. Look, this is artillery fire results right here. You see any holes anywhere? Now, they've showed movies before where these people are like, they cut and then they move and get up, on the one hand, but in Palestine, they're really dropping white phosphorus on the people. So, certain things are real and certain things are fucked up, like the moon landing. I'm explaining that nothing happened here. This guy is a bullshit. It's an outside green room. Look, he's like a guy out in a storm. Look, so they're standing. I haven't even watched this.
Shell hit, and as we said, reportedly 155. Now, 155, that's only supplied by the West. These are not shells that Ukraine had before the Western support. These are the shells that come directly from Western taxpayer money to fund the killing of civilians here in Donetsk. We're going to continue to show you everything we can here on the ground. Now, the military investigators are here.
This really looks like a horror scene, doesn't it? Look, these guys standing around like offs. This is one big goddamn school shooting, false flag, TV. Look, look, that's from artillery. And they're nice enough to roll around them. Like, let's not scrape the brains off the street. What in the fuck? I mean, oh. Look, I'm just like, I have not watched this. So he's a Russian guy. He's got his fucking body cam on, just in case, you know. In case a civilian comes up and says, hey, what the fuck is going on here? Why are you guys pretending? Why was Tehran a big stage for George W. Bush to bash the whole rescue operation apart with a fuel barge? And why did Eric Schmidt defect to Korea, help to perfect the missiles that were going to Honolulu, that's Elohim, and then the target acquisition boat, the Fitzgerald, got bashed by an oil barge? Why? It's them playing with each other. Were you involved in that board meeting? Were you bored? My God, we have so much to do on this planet. And if you think I'm lying, then I'm not dying.
А у них здесь был прилет, их быстро, хорошо среагировали
Парашюта.
министерство, быстро опустили всех сотрудников вниз, в убежище. Потом, как по рассказу сына,
Я не
что
знаю.
люди
Учительница.
похожие пострадали, были ранены. Работники министерства, умнички, выскочили, начали оказывать первую помощь, не дожидаясь даже временных рамок, чтобы, повторных обстрелов.
So what we're
Они
discerning
оказали
here
помощь
is
раненым,
real
погрузили
versus
в скорую.
actress. It's
Молодцы,
a
ребята
narrative.
работали очень хорошо. Ну, я свидетелем здесь не была, только в телефонном режиме.
These are Ukrainians now. Now this didn't happen, so she's describing something that didn't happen.
Украина? Откуда стрелять? Я сама скоро возьму автомат и пойду уже захватывать. Это уже просто невозможно. 10 лет вот этих обстрелов.
You know,
Мы постоянно здесь мирное
these
население,
Ukrainians
здесь
are
нет военных частей,
so
я здесь
fucking
живу
crazy
недалеко,
that
здесь нет ни одной военной
there could be
части,
real
здесь нет ни
other
одного
shit going on
военного.
somewhere else,
Здесь
but I'm
мирные
just
жители,
explaining it
Министерство
for purpose
образования, которое
of
обеспечивает обучение
the
детей
credit for the
Донецкой Народной
inversion
Республики.
factor, because
И
they're
их
stealing
обстреляли. За
light,
что?
and by,
Которые
you
стоят
know,
в тылу,
making it
держат тыл,
complete
и их
like
еще
Ark of the
обстреливают.
Covenant,
А мирные
Yahweh
люди,
like
которые шли просто в магазин.
the fatty
За что
parts.
их?
It's them. You got to
Какие
rip
сказали,
all
у
the
нас
reality
женщины
back
возьмут
and go,
автомат и
these are the
пойдут
fucking
на этот
draconians.
гребаный.
These people in their mountain infantry, please, they had a lady from Amsterdam who came over and she overarched the extraction of organs from living mountain infantry humans in order to facilitate the organ donor program for Rh negative. Now, I apologize for those watchers of my stuff who have heard me say this before, but this is a narrative that
Военными исследователями Следственного комитета России в настоящее время производится осмотр последствий обстрелов в Киевском районе Донецка. В результате осмотра обнаружены фрагменты и осколки от снарядов, предположительно это от 155-миллиметрового калибра.
See, it sounds Russian,
Все
but
осколки и фрагменты будут изъяты, направлены на экспертизу для уточнения
the
конкретного
Russians are
типа снаряда. Помимо этого,
the
есть
aggressors
информация о
because
двух погибших
what happened
и
was
4 раненых.
the whole eastern part of the. Now this guy's he's a loaded fucking NBC Al Roker weatherman. It's Geraldo. It ain't Dan Bongino. It ain't Aaron Cohen. It's a knucklehead. I bet he went to the University of Boulder. And he's paid by the CIA. Now this is horseshit right off the bat. Because it's the same footage, so it's all bullshit. Like, it's all bullshit, you know? Go with that. It's TV, and it's green room, and it's outside. Green room, Ukraine, from frame 1 until right now is bullshit. And I'm trying to tell you that with clarity and knowing about reincarnation, you get visibility into what the fuck's going on. Like they might not even be witting, but they just get penalized. Like the mountain infantry guy that was about to get his shit carved up, he wasn't witting, but they kill each other. They were on both sides of the Nazis and the Soviets. Top fighting bottom the Ukraine. They are supposedly going into NATO, and NATO don't want them, and well, I know why. And Putin smoked them, and he's Arcturian. And there's a Russian Orthodox church outside the East Gate because we're going up.
Just moments ago,
Nostradamus sits on Sirius A with Saddam, who's Muhammad. If you don't like it, drop dead and go somewhere. Give me thumbs down, you boofers, but put some words on there. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of good contributions on my channel now from very astute commenters and out of the mind matrix, putting some priceless shit out there. I just had to comment on this because this is like the kid from fucking New York who flies over and says, "Hey, this is what they're doing. Roll 'em." It's one big it's one big extensive 9/11.
сколько
Have
мы
you
живем
forgotten,
10
you know,
лет, когда
9/11
уже
is
это
the
все
same thing.
прекратится?
There
Сколько
was only
можно
one
это все
plane.
терпеть?
No, Cantor
Где
Fitzgerald got
наши?
hit. That was it. They wanted
Даже
them. Did you
нельзя
know
сказать,
that? With
что.
all the disaster of
Я
9/11,
сама
did you know it was
живу в
about Cantor
Бывшевском
Fitzgerald?
районе,
Did you know
практически на
that? Where's
передовой.
Waldo?
Вот что.
Come
Да,
on,
были
let's just
обстрелы,
admit
было
it that
все.
we got fucking
Сидели в
blitzed.
подвалах. Я с
We all woke
14
up
года
that day. We
никуда
got
сюда не
blitzed.
выезжала.
We got
Ну,
overrun
чтобы вот так, и еще по центру
once
города.
again, and
На
we
тот
got
момент, когда
TSA'd up.
сказали,
And
что освободили
Peter the
Авдеевку,
Bible
и
up
все
into
будет
your
в Донецке
IED
нормально,
ride
это
with
просто
your rooster
невыносимо.
and your fucking
Как можно после
St.
этого
Paul,
жить?
the Christian dropper,
Откуда летела?
Bill
Откуда?
Garrison.
Летела?
And I
со
got to meet a lot of
вроде
them,
как с
so shit,
Красногорова.
I'm taking credit for myself.
Ну чей?
And Billy the
Украинский.
Kid, what the fuck?
Ну,
Is
на
that 100
Украину
years
не
back? That's
похоже. Это,
nothing.
походу, это натовский снаряд.
We won't
Не похоже,
do
что
it.
это был Украина.
Now she's
Украина
excited.
раньше, при 14 годе, такими снарядами не стреляла. Да, были обстрелы, было очень мощно, было очень жутко. Но чтобы вот так, такого не было. И как можно дальше жить, и как можно терпеть уже эти
See,
5-10 лет. Мы
She
живем.
could be telling a bullshit story, and she's so fucking good at it.
Оформляла документы.
She's pulling it
Мы
off.
ехали в
Because this
троллейбусе,
is really
троллейбус
good
вот тут
acting, if you
недалеко
ask me. But I
остановился,
see
водитель
potential
очень
for
хорошо среагировал,
smart,
вывел всех,
moronic,
всех спрятал.
draconian,
Молодец, ему огромное спасибо.
horseshit. Horseshit. So she
Всё.
made a
И мы
screenshot.
слышали
She's a talking head.
взрыв, тут туман такой был, и все
Excellent.
это летало кругом. Ну это
Excellent,
вообще,
Smithers.
мальчики, ну это просто невыносимо.
Look, she's
Давайте
got a
уже
pink
как-то
Klingon hat.
освобождайте. Или прекращать надо вот это все. Меня зовут Светлана. Я с Куйбышевского района.
They'll show pictures of people kneeling and praying to Jesus and stunk it out. And people do really die, but they kill their own. I'm telling you,
Они
they kill their
хотят
own.
завоевать наш
In the
город.
Ukraine specifically.
Они уже
Now,
его
Russia helps. I
разбили
mean, Putin
весь.
had
Ну
to
они
do what he
что
had to
думали,
do
что мы
because they're
сдадимся?
coming.
Нет, мы не
As soon as that
сдадимся.
administration changed,
Во-первых,
everything changed.
Donetsk
Because as I mentioned,
был
was starting to mention
Россией.
earlier, the eastern
ну на протяжении
area
всех лет,
kind of past
когда
dotted
пошла
lines, but a
перестройка,
part
я
of
выросла в
the
этой
eastern
перестройке,
Ukraine,
кто-то
was
где-то
all,
кому-то что-то дарил.
I don't know, use other words like
И получается,
chancellorship,
что
so
нас
fucking, hey,
отодвинули
they're
от России.
ethnic
Хотя мы и
relatives
есть
of
Россия.
let's
И
trade,
были
let's
Россией. И
not be
относились
like
к
these
Советскому Союзу
barbaric
все России.
fucking.
Почему так произошло,
I mean,
я
I
просто не
explain
знаю.
what they do to their,
И
it's
так
a
же все
dividing
люди,
line of the
так же
Draco,
все. Все
concentrated
хотят
in that
жить
country.
мирно, красиво и
So that's
хорошо.
what my diagram is
10
trying
лет
to
мы уже
express, to
терпим
bring
вот
it all
это вот
back.
все. Сколько еще можно?
This
будет
is
этого?
from here in chronological, like that's the saturation point. And there's genetic ties. Look at this shit. There's genetic ties. Now that was a big hole, and that was a guy trying to show some dimensions on stuff. So who the fuck knows? That's one hole. The dead lady had nothing near. You haven't seen any war damage so far. Compare it to Iraq.
Здравствуйте.
What that looked
Это
like.
библиотека, да? Это библиотека, да?
The library.
Ага.
Uh-huh. If this thing goes, it goes. I don't know how much juice my camera has in it.
Great вперед. Пожалуйста. Это библиотека, да?
Что?
Это библиотека.
Библиотека, да.
Ага. Войны нету, да?
Войны нет, и были люди посторонние, в том числе читатели были.
Ага. Ой, ранены, да? Ага.
А где вообще вот кто-то из объектов?
Сколько раненых?
Ничего не говорите, где, что там, все пошли.
Все, пошли, да, только вода течет. На первом этаже только вода течет. Естественно, мы выскочили со своих рабочих мест, побежали сюда в подвал. Увидели читателей. Вот. Это было ужасно, конечно. Взрыв был сильный такой. Повылетали стекла.
Oh, so I'm guessing these people are refugees from all the activity at the bibliothèque. They're hiding in the basement. And I'm explaining to you that
программа, постоянно
It
работает.
is a fucking farce. I'm just telling you. Have you forgotten? They just do it. It's hypnotism. You just get a room of
Ну, я
people,
не знаю, честно говоря. Но
have them stand around as extras. Look, come in. You're standing there. You pretend. Well, go ahead and really fucking talk about something. Maybe we getting paid. Now she's a talking head. Whoop, whoop, potatoes, potatoes, and this guy's got the stare. Yes, I know what I'm doing. I'm one of the guys who came into Lou Costello to tell him hey Stanley Livingston, we're cannibals. We're fucking we're fucking cannibals. We're shape-shifting fucking cannibals. Boris, they're cannibals. They are fucking cannibals. You're a cannibal, sir. Admit it. You're a fucking cannibal. Look, isn't he happy? And look at these other guys jigging it up. Look, they're all dormant. They're all dead. They're all have purpose for living, and they're dead. Then there's bypassers there, too. That's 4 rows over from you. The people you never meet, that you invoke to come and be a part of this lifetime. Or they're bypassers, and they're just like, I'm not judging them. Telling you they're bypassers. The people that, were in your traffic jam, but you didn't see them. They were somewhere. So what's going on? Okay, so she's a victim. Oh, she's bandaged up. She's traumatized. Look, she's got hair problems. She's picking. Oh, Ukrainian. The Ukrainian. Alright, so there's Dr. Giovanni working on that as an MD. She'll take some pills, brush the fluoride. She'll be back in it, just like the West. He said brush the fluoride too. Beyond that, you think, shit, for all I know, they don't brush with fluoride. Why would they? Well, because they cut each other's organs out. Why not kill them? There's good Ukrainians. I'd like to point out Nick Anikienko, who was at my wedding. He's a big man, SSO. Nick Anikienko.
Inspector representative here on the scene.
20 февраля
He was definitely
2024 года со стороны
one of the
вооруженных
nicest men. He
Украины был
danced.
осуществлен
He liked
повторный
Tara.
обстрел города Донецка, центральной части города, именно Ворошиловского
He was
района.
single.
На месте происшествия представителями
Very kind
ДНР
woman.
ВСКК были обнаружены соответствующие осколки, которые будут переданы
Nick, I
следственным органам
believe he
для
got
проведения
passed over.
дальнейшей экспертизы. Обстрел велся с применением предположительно РСЗО М-142 «Хаймерс».
SSO was sort of an exit route.
Данные о пострадавших уточняются.
And these are pieces of what is purportedly part of the HIMARS rockets. Now we bring you this information from this
HIMARS
intense attack
rockets.
here on the center of Donetsk.
Look at 'em.
Because you deserve to see things from both
Now,
sides of the line.
did we
Watch
hear?
as
Have
much
you heard
sources
a
as you
thud?
can to make your own
You heard the
educated decision,
biblioteca.
because it's important. Not to be
And
led by
I'm
like
explaining
sheep
that
by the
these
Western mainstream
fucking
media and the
people,
people that want to tell you what to believe.
I mean,
Find out the information for yourself.
they
Watch as much information as you can.
went with a maybe half truth in that the Ukrainians did it to themselves.
All right, just to give you a little bit of an understanding of
Yes.
what the situation here is and how big this rocket is itself. This is one of the 2 craters of these United States supplied HIMARS hitting this library in the very center of Donetsk.
Now, they were given to Zelensky as a part of the deal. So, what is this guy squawking about? Where did they think they were going to go? Do you think Putin was going to get hit? That's what's so funny about it. You know what they shot at Russia? First of all, Russia hip checked the Global Hawk with a jet fighter. And number 2, they shot a fucking helicopter UAV at the Kremlin. It was like a dirt bomb. Boop! And then Putin annihilated Bakhmut just for doing that. It's like, they know better. The Russians can't be touched. They're IP proof. They're fucking KGB. So this guy is a college fucking CIA press. Got his Kevlar. He's like a fucking strap hanger. Goddamn Remph. Look, he went forward. Look at him. What a load of shit. Look, I made it through this thing. All right. So this is it. I'm gonna have to figure out something to say for part something, because when I merge these videos, it works out. So I'm gonna go ahead and ponder something up and tell you something good to start this thing off. No, I'm gonna do it at the tail end. How about that? She just twitched, Rosie. Oh, she's dreaming. She had a goat by the neck. Laura Magdalene Eisenhower doesn't like to hear that. She doesn't watch my stuff. She doesn't comment. She's very busy. All these women are so busy. I can't believe I know Laura Magdalene Eisenhower. I'm like so humbled. Like when I see her name on my list of people I'm adding, I'm like, ah, I know an Eisenhower. And it's really the president's great-granddaughter. Don't you want her autograph? Like shit, the cameras ought to be beep, 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 beep. Like these. You know, Laura, she doesn't have a paparazzi problem. Laura Magdalene Eisenhower. Can you imagine Laura, if you happen to watch this, or Brad Olson, imagine when we find out that like all this shit's real. All the stuff all these crazy motherfuckers have been talking about is all real. People are going to want to take our picture. I think the Japanese are going to come and they won't be doing these signs anymore like Abbott. Did you see my video on Abbott and the fucking henchman doing the, you know, the this is half a hand here with the make believe there's a mirror image going on. Abbott's over there going beep, 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 beep. And the other guy's, he's all truculent, standing in his bow-legged motherfucking, yep, yes honey, mow the lawn, watch TV, gamble, drink the heavy shit, wear a badge, part of this fucking dark show. As a matter of fact, I'm a man from Mars. And my God, Abbott doesn't like Genghis Khan. How is that possible? You can divide it up though. They're either Trump or Biden. Everything boils down to Trump or Biden, because Chairman Xi and Putin are locked in with BRICS in South Africa and India. I mean, the stage is set for the end times to be over. COVID's like over, peeps. So we have to go to Rev 3. Let's bring it to a close. Rev 3, 9 to 11. They're going to be starved out of adrenochrome. You got people like Tom Hanks, who's related to Abraham Lincoln. Well, his mother. Abraham Lincoln's mother was tied to Tom Hanks, so but I don't know. That doesn't run through Lincoln, but it runs through Mrs. Hanks, whoever else she was banging. That was Lincoln's mother. And his father was a Silverstein. You just got to know this shit. We're supposed to know everything. I can't be putting it all on the videos where they say, oh, go watch Billy's videos to fucking catch up for the past several years. YouTube took all my shit down. Those pricks. Should I say? Okay. Excellent video. We'll catch up to you. Love and light. The Scene Way. Peace. Okay, I thought of a little extra thing to say just to make this better. Probably a few things. Number one, I'm working on a Mayan calendar. And as a result of that, I fell in with a tech development company from guys are from Pakistan, but they work out of Texas and a couple of locations. They make this product and they come in all these different flavors. And I know there's a lot of vape stuff out there. I just mentioned them because the reason I got hooked, the deal going with them is because they were smart enough to use WhatsApp as a way to stay in touch, for one thing. And somehow I said, well, they got WhatsApp, so next thing you know, I was connected in with a salesperson and I got a good price and ordered a bunch of them. And in talking to the guy, he was open to talk about other things that he was doing. And of course, when I talk to people, I always make an effort to try and convert them with, you know, things like truth and where we're going with the golden age and everything. So as I'm speaking to him, I got his attention, and he eventually said, we do app development, and I'm putting an app together with these guys, and it's going to transform everything. Believe me, we'll get the right people to do it if they're not there now, and I have full confidence that the Mayan calendar is going to take over. And I laugh because I'm happy. So that's my part 2. That's me. Rambo. Rambo. Is he breathing? Yes, he is. If he wasn't, what the hell would I do with 80 pounds of this? I'm going dumpster. Right? I can just dump a dog. He's going to know I said this one day on Mars. No, not on Mars. Well, he'll know someday. It's way the hell down the road. It's like that. Peace.